I want to start with this, though. Jalen Ramsey just supplied us with an unbelievable amount of sports radio and sports television fodder, didn't he? He did our jobs for us. Listen, don't get me wrong. We are all excited about football season because we become a football country, and we're mere weeks away from college football kicking off, and then a couple weeks further away from the NFL kicking off. One of the issues that sometimes you run into during college football season, during the NFL season, is sometimes Wednesday, you don't have the games to talk about, and there's not anything else to talk about. And in the offseason, you're just hoping. This is just years of research, tons of stuff. Thank you very much, Jalen Ramsey. He had an interview with GQ, apparently got very comfy, and started doing what we wish guys would do. Jalen Ramsey said what he thinks. Shocker there. Here's the cold, honest truth. Jalen Ramsey saying that he thinks Ben Roethlisberger is decent at best, or he thinks that Jimmy Garoppolo is all schemes. I guess I could say he's good. That's how dudes talk. That's the real language of sports. It's not about, his throwing motion, his arm angles, his reading, his progressions. That's how analysts talk. And that's how we want sports to be analyzed on TV and maybe analyzed in a boardroom for a team as to whether or not you're going to take a guy or not take a guy. But in the real world of football, this is the way that dudes talk. Right? Like in basketball, it's really simple. Guy steps on the court, shooter, no left hand, can't shoot. And the problem is that, and we've talked about this yesterday with Aaron Rodgers saying a couple days ago, his young wide receiver's effort in one drill or a series of drills was piss poor. The rest of the world is so not used to this actual discussion, right? It's like when you walk into a bunch of mechanics sitting around drinking beers on a Friday at 5:15, and you're like, wow, I cannot believe how they sound. Yeah, but that's because you're not a mechanic. That's how they sound, dude. This is how truckers sound when they're sitting around in a truck stop. This is how football players, defensive backs sound when they're talking about quarterbacks. Joe Flacco sucks. Matt Ryan's overrated. Andrew Luck, who, by the way, statistically, passer rating 137.5 against Jalen Ramsey. I don't really think he's all that good. You don't have to think it. The stats would tell you the opposite. But again, that's not even the point. The point is, at least in the first part, is that Jalen Ramsey is talking like dudes actually talk in locker rooms. And if you don't like it, that's okay. Because the other part is guys argue in locker rooms about. That's how our sports shows are built. We'll get to what Daryl Morey said about LeBron James, but that's the jumping off point for every argument in every barbershop or even in locker rooms. And I'm still a Jordan guy. I'm a LeBron guy. Some people are still in the league are still Kobe guys. They really are. Stats be damned. They think what they think, and there's no convincing them of that. And Jalen Ramsey's point is look, I've stared down the barrel of the gun of some of these dudes, and this is what I think. I don't think he did anything wrong. Matter of fact, I think he did everything right for the brand that he's trying to build. Make no mistake about it, this is position dependent, but at this position, there have been guys before him, like Richard Sherman, who have built on, one, their ability to not just talk it, but actually walk it as well, but then capitalize and get out from behind the face mask. I don't know how many of you, even sports fans, knew what Jalen Ramsey looks like. He doesn't have Richard Sherman's hair. Right? The Jaguars have been the laughingstock of the NFL for years. Right? Since Mark Brunell's faded off into the sunset. They have been a team that has continually shot themselves in the foot with draft picks that have gone wrong, with quarterbacks that weren't good enough. And now after just 1 year of being good, 1 year, suddenly they're the talk of the NFL. Why? Because Jalen Ramsey is super, super talented. And here's the crazy part about it. The guy on the opposite side, A.J. Bouye, who you couldn't pick out of a lineup if there was like one other dude in the lineup. Like this, A.J. Bouye actually has a better sounding name, like A.J. Bouye. Like that's just a great sounding. He was created to be something cool and something hip and something worth discussing. A.J. Bouye he's like Casey Hayward, Patrick Peterson. These are the best cornerbacks in the business, and Jalen Ramsey is among them. But once you talk it after walking it, suddenly now you kind of elevate yourself to a different sort of brand. We saw it with Deion Sanders. He's capitalized on it time and again. From the bling he wore when he was in college, when he was prime time. And look, Deion Sanders was also great. He's inarguably the best cover corner in the history of the National Football League. That's not from me. That's from guys that play the sport. But he also is among the world's greatest talkers. And even through all the mess of off-the-field stuff and things that have gone on in his life that are just plain bizarre, Deion Sanders is still a major figure on TV. Why? Because the image and brand that he created by saying things that he thought and getting his message out there before the days of social media. We see this in entertainment, right? There was Cher, there was Madonna, then there's Lady Gaga, right? It's like the same plan. Pink even. Right? Like Pink can sing. Lady Gaga is an amazing musician, but, you know, not everybody can be Aretha Franklin, who passed away today at the age of 76, where you just have the goods. You have the voice. You don't need all the dancers. You don't need the huge show. Who am I thinking of? The British singer Adele, right? Not everybody can be Adele. Where, like, if you go into an Adele show, my wife and daughters go to an Adele show, where it's just Adele and a microphone and a stool and a glass of water. Like, not everybody can do that. Not everybody has those type of goods. And, oh, yeah, by the way, as incredibly well-respected as Adele is, like, I don't know how long that lasts as a stadium show in comparison to Madonna, to Lady Gaga, who somehow dramatically jumped off the roof of the Super Bowl and then still survived. Oh, some bad CGI, huh?
TBT.
Yes. So the point is that Jalen Ramsey's just created himself a brand. He's achieved greatness in now all of a sudden America knows who he is. Sure, he's got to walk it like he talks it. And Richard Sherman did. And Richard Sherman benefited to the point where he's got other TV commercials. It's getting out from behind the mask, getting out from behind the shield. It's an incredibly difficult thing to do. But it's been done before, and it's been done in this very same fashion from this very same position. Now, is he right with all of them? I don't know. I mean, how does he really know? How does he really, really know about some of these rookie quarterbacks that he saw once on TV? Right? Josh Allen didn't have glowing run. He sucks. Like, all right, you saw Josh Allen in college, Wyoming, and you were quoted twice saying he played against Iowa State. It was actually against Iowa. But I believe it was on the Big Ten Network. Thank you very much for watching one of the Fox family of networks when you watch that game. So sometimes he's talking out of his rectum. But that's what dudes do. And I am not bothered by it. This is so much better than the coach speak or the quarterback speak and the idea that you have respect and admiration for every opponent. No, you don't. Oftentimes, you can't. Man, I can't wait till we play this dudes. Why? Because everybody's going to get their stats.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.